Hallo, wieder meine übliche Begrüßung von der PDEC, Michael Adams für Stock-Telegraph. Ich habe heute bei mir den Yannis da von Goldsource. Goldsource hatte ich eigentlich schon im Januar Ihnen ganz kurz im Stock-Telegraph Newsletter vorgestellt als heißen Tipp. Habe aber leider, wir haben uns verpasst, wir wollten uns auch schon im Januar getroffen haben auf der Messe, haben uns aber verpasst, weil der Yannis dann leider rausfliegen musste zum Projekt. Da wird aber gleich noch ein bisschen was zu sagen, denke ich. Und ja, ich hatte die Aktie, glaube ich, bei 21 Cent Ihnen das erste Mal vorgestellt, ans Herz gelegt, hatte da die Gerüchte gehört, dass da kurzfristig sich was tun sollte. Die Aktie ist dann auch innerhalb von 1-2 Tagen, also kurzfristig bis auf 25 hochgegangen. Kann Dollar alles, also 25 kann Dollar Cent. Und ist jetzt aktuell, glaube ich, wieder so auf den Bereich 18 Cent zurückgekommen. Und ja, jetzt auf der PDEC habe ich die Gelegenheit, den Yannis auch zu sprechen. Und ja, freue mich, dass er sich die Zeit genommen hat. So, Yannis, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you very much.
In my introduction in German, I said unfortunately we missed each other on the Vancouver show.
No problem.
But still, I recommended the stock to my subscribers first time. At this point in time, we were trading at around 21 cents. Had a pretty good move, quick move up to 25 cents. And right now we're trading at the 18 cent level. So, but you, when we messed up the meeting, you had to fly out to the project. So
yeah.
Maybe to start off, give us some background about the project, where you're working, what's the key factors of the project.
Yes, and let me start from a point of, I had to fly to the project because this is so important time for Eagle Mountain because we just started construction. So I had to go there to negotiate some contracts with local suppliers. Anyway, the company effectively was produced after the merger last year between Goldsource Mines and Eagle Mountain.
Right.
Gold Corp. So we are about a year-old entity, and within this year we managed to achieve a couple of milestones, very important ones. The one was the delivery of the PEA that produced stunning economics and a 63% IRR. And in this kind of markets, there are two ways. You either wait sometimes to achieve big capital expenditure, right, and in this market you cannot find this big money. So we have decided to approach the development of Eagle Mountain Gold Project through a responsible, phased approach. The approach that Silvercrest Mines and our team within the sister company and the same management effectively, Eric Fear, Scott Driver, right, Barney Bankson, myself, people have taken smaller projects to go from an initial cash flow as low as you operate at very low cost and reinvest constantly the profit margin, right, into expanding the project. So this is a model that fits in this market, and that's why I believe Goldsource Mines will be very successful. The project itself, it can grow big. Okay, it is at the moment close to 1 million ounces at 1.5 grams per ton.
What's the size of the project, the land package? How big is that?
The land package, we've got about 5,000 hectares. Okay. The actual deposit covers only 250 hectares out of that. And so we have the whole area.
So it's like 5% of the whole.
Yeah, and it's open in all directions in terms of mineralization. So only actually one direction we cannot, there's a fault, we cannot expand the project. Okay. But the other 3 lateral directions and in depth, the project has not been exhausted in terms of drilling. Although we've got already 30,000 meters of drilling and 93% of the holes intersected gold at economic grade. So this is not a project where you say, okay, maybe there's a risk there. We know where the gold is, and the fact that 1/3 of this gold is in the saprolite environment. In other words, free gold in the weathered part of the granitoid. Okay. It presents an opportunity for this gold to be easily extracted from the ground from techniques that you don't need to use any chemicals at this stage. No cyanide, no. It's a clean process through gravity, a bit sophisticated process, and with about $6 million US capital expenditure, we will start an operation at about 1,000 tons a day and move towards production and expansion.
And you're already funded because you recently just raised 6.8 million, so this brings you into production. Is that
Absolutely,
right?
And we raised actually 7.1 million, and that was all equity. So we feel with this capital we will be able to initiate the production, so we don't need to dilute the company more anywhere at this phase. And the beauty is we have no debt. So in other words, based on cash flow in the future, the company can absorb debt to expand faster than we think, but also acquire additional projects in the vicinity of Eagle Mountain. So we are a team, we know Guyana very well. I operate there since my BHP Billiton years. For 19 years I was dealing in Guyana with bauxite projects and gold projects. So I feel very comfortable with the terrain. We are close to infrastructure. There are no social issues, no environmental issues that can block. We are fully permitted. Within this year we got also the mining license. So
you can't see any killers?
I cannot see any killers, although in the mining industry I must say,
you never know, right?
But we the political regime is stable. It's an English language environment with British law. And we've got a team that is operating in Guyana many years, because when I acquired the project from I.V.m. Gold, I got also their geologists from I.V.M. Gold. From the cook of the camp to the geologists there, they work in Guyana for many years, and so I feel very comfortable on the operating side.
Talking about the team, let's. I think one of the big assets you have is that you have part of the team from Silvercrest, which is a huge story, huge success. So can you tell me a little bit about how you work together with the guys from Silvercrest?
Absolutely, and that's the main driver for me pursuing the merger last year between the two entities, not Silvercrest but a sister company of Silvercrest called Goldsource Mines, because of the operating team. So we were a little bit thin on Eagle Mountain side from an engineering perspective, while the Goldsource Mines team was amazing. So they have taken Santa Elena from a small deposit into now for 3.5-4 years into a major kind of medium-sized producer of silver and gold. Very high credibility, however, in the Canadian markets and overseas on delivering projects on time and on budget, if not to say under budget. And they have done great work. So we want to effectively replicate this model in Guyana for Eagle Mountain. And the team of Goldsource has the same management of Silvercrest Mines plus me, where I don't work on the Silvercrest side. So I am purely focusing my time on the Goldsource development.
So you feel comfortable calling Goldsource kind of a baby Silvercrest?
Yeah, that's what people call us.
I heard this around.
If you see the basics here, it's effectively a baby Silvercrest. But Mexico and Guyana are different places, so obviously different challenges as we go. But I feel comfortable that we will do an equally good, and given the fact that we control most of the risks and we have mitigated all of them, we've got a project that is clean, no negative issues, and fully permitted and fully financed to initiate construction. So effectively, as we speak now, this last week we initiate construction. So the plant has been just been ordered, the processing plant. We cut the contract with a local construction company for the road rehabilitation to take us, which is 6.5 kilometers from the nearest township, to the projects in order to move the heavy machinery. So we expect the delivery time between 6 and 8 months, and therefore we say in the H2, in the second half of 2015, we will produce gold, and at about 1,000 tons a day, and then use the cash flow to expand.
Yeah, well, that's really fast. So
and the beauty is, Michael, the most important thing is the operating cost. Many people ask me the question, where do you see the gold price going? And I say, look, it's a lot of macroeconomic players, kind of drivers, define what the gold price is and what will be, but it's the only parameter I don't control. I do control all the other parameters, and as long as my operating costs are in very decent level and create some decent profit margins, of course we will expand the operation and go higher. And at the moment, according to the independent PEA, it was done by very high standards with almost like a pre-feasibility study kind of contingencies and weights and measures there. We say that we want to prove to people that we can produce at about $480 per ounce.
That's all in?
Cash cost, no. If I put all in Canadian costs and royalty in Guyana, we go to about 630. So
which is still low.
Fantastic. It will put, if we prove that we deliver the project at these values, it will put us in the lowest quartile of this market and other producers of gold, in an area where you are so close to infrastructure and low kind of strip ratio because you operate on surface. Not many things can go wrong. So that's what I say.
So I saw that you don't have a booth at the PDAC. Yeah, with Silvercrest does, but you don't. But still, you're around. So what's the reason? Are you talking to the bigger institutions on Bay Street, or do you have meetings outside the PDAC?
Yeah, I've got a lot of meetings. Obviously, people here, existing shareholders and new shareholders, people who kind of following our team. They want to hear more about the construction. But we are a team, Michael, that really focuses the majority of the money into, the bulk of the funds have to go to the ground.
Right.
And I don't want to say we are getting a bit too cheap, but here we want really to make sure we go to production with the capital we have raised. So we don't dilute our shareholders anymore, and we deliver value. Obviously, next year we will have a booth at PDAC in a lot of other shows, and I want to come to Europe and talk to. We've got some shareholders from the Eagle Mountain side, from German, Switzerland, and a little bit from Germany. But we want to enhance this base of people in Europe and on the other side of the Atlantic. We've got people who are very loyal shareholders from New York and kind of offshore, but also in Canada, obviously the majority of the base.
Okay.
And at the moment, the management controls significant position. Some key funds also have some position, and a lot of private wealth. So we feel we have built up a decent company to deliver the project, and that's my task here, more than anything else.
So let's take out your crystal ball and scroll forward into the future, like 5 years, 3 years. How will Goldsource look like? Will you be like a mid-sized producer and pay dividend, or what's your vision?
Yeah, I'm not sure about dividend. Definitely, I'm a big shareholder personally too, and if I had to talk off the record, obviously we will consider that.
We're just among us.
Absolutely, among us, nobody can listen to us, right? What can I say for certainty? This is a very aggressive team, and we will grow the project vertically. In other words, bring more ounces into the market from the development of Eagle Mountain itself. Constant expansion from 1,000 tons to 4,000 tons in about 3 to 4 years. We will improve recoveries by improving the technology from pure gravity to flotation and leaching later on, and therefore the ounces and the Eagle Mountain itself, it will build up its own NPV to a much bigger level to what we have at the moment. In addition to that, we've got 5,000 hectares to explore. Obviously, there's a lot of saprolite in the area. We see indications from other alluvial miners and so on that this gold comes from some sources. We have to find this one. So we will spend some capital into exploration. We are targeting other projects too in the country, and I believe we will grow the company to a position where it's a mid-tier producer. So I can say that for certainty. And then, when you have cash flow, you can do a few things with that. You can deliver some value back to shareholders, as you say. You can put some money into expanding your projects, and you acquire additional.
Go bargain hunting.
Exactly. Yep. So we want to keep the company financially very robust, even in a difficult market. Although I do believe personally gold a lot, that will improve the situation, and the good prices will come out even much better prices.
Actually, that would be my last question, because you mentioned everybody's asking you. So what's your feeling about the gold price, to sum up?
Look, at the moment we have a very strong dollar, and we are, but the sovereign issues and the debt issues of European countries, starting from my own country, where I was born, right? It's in Greece is not Italy, Spain, and so on, but also in the United States, on the side of the Atlantic, or Japan, and so on. There are some serious issues on the macroeconomic side, and gold has proven to be always a hedge against uncertainty out there.
Like an insurance.
On top of that, absolutely, and on top of that, you've got issues in the Middle East, and gold and silver to some extent, because I believe that the ratio between silver and gold is going a bit south now. So both precious metals, in my opinion, will see better days. I'm not in the club to believe that we will see $2,000 gold very soon, but definitely we will not see too much lower than where we are at the moment. And maybe we have tested the lowest parts of the thing, but you never know. You cannot be a magician and see the crystal ball. As I say, as long as I operate under $650 per ounce and deliver significant profit margin, I will reinvest this profit margin to expand the operation and therefore exponentially develop this company.
Perfect. Yannis, thank you very much for taking the time.
Michael,
good luck
thank
with
you
your
very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as I said, I already introduced the company. I am going to follow it. I'm going to update my viewers. And from time to time, we will just touch base, and you can give us a direct update.
And anytime you want, I can update. And what we talk here is all public information. I encourage people to go on our website, www.goldsourcemines.com. We have everything on Cedar, and so very transparent company.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.